here. October 18th. I have to keep looking at the date because I never know what the date is, even though I sign the date at work where I work quite a bit during the day, but I always forget the date. But anyways, 10:11 p.m. October 18th right now. I'm just having my last snack of the evening, trying to wind down. So yeah, my baseball season's still in, so my Jays are still playing. Might have been over tonight, the way it was going, but anyways, son and I watched that and had a fun time. All good and whatever. So yeah, Tuesdays, Thursdays we spend. Usually we're watching TV or whatever the heck we're doing. I take him home, and then my Tuesdays and Thursdays are basically. They have been traditionally in the past. Mike and I would go and run or whatever. But with the playoffs and everything else that's going on, I just have not been into it. And it's starting to catch up, I think, now. So, where are we at? We're at October 18th. Oops, I don't need to go there. Not just the wiki, actually. There's quite a few people on, which is cool, and they're running trains, which is always cool. That's nice to see. I think I was on a Thursday. Actually, I was on here. Last time I had one of these live streams, I think it was dead, if I recall. So Mike was just running. He just parked. Steve's on. I think Dave's in. Oh, he was running. I know he was on there, but anyways. And Bear's in the office or something. Whatever. Whatever that means. I don't know what that means. If he's watching or asleep or I don't know. But anyways. Whatever. So, mind me while I stuff my face. Figure I'd get this snack in. So, Mike and I have been exchanging a few ideas. Actually, let me. I was gonna share this to the group, but I didn't. And it is a document that had just recently came up that Scott had sent me. Scott hasn't been around for a little while. Whoops. Let me go to recent places. I don't think it's that one. Or is it that one? There it is. Okay. So nice. I downloaded it twice. But Scott sent me this. It was kind of interesting. It's, I read it. And it's, I guess it's a really good article, actually. I'm going to have to find a way to upload it. I can't upload it to the wiki because it's a PDF file. I was trying to make a document of it the other day, but it's talking about cuts and builds and all kinds of different things. What you can do in the yard, and it wasn't really that. I was already, the wheels were already in motion as far as different things, but a number of class, and it goes into all kinds of interesting scenarios and how things can become more efficient, and there's your classic bull. That's what a real hump looks like. Ours doesn't look anything like that at the moment, but it's a hump yard, so it's better than anything that we have at the moment. So I will try. If anybody wants this file, let me know. If you got my email, or if you're interested in this, I will send it to you. So Scott was able to send me this, and wanted to see how things were doing. He wishes he could, his health hasn't been the greatest, but he's doing pretty good, and I don't think he has a computer right now that's up to date. He's had some computer issues or whatever, so he wanted me to say hi to everybody, and hopefully, he still comes around, visits, but he'd been around there for a few years too, and I think also he was getting kind of burnt out of Run8 RTS, or I don't know. Mainly Run8, I would say. I don't know, but I thought I would share that if anybody's interested in that. But the whole thing was we're seeing this number that's very high, but at the same time we're starting to see jobs build up too. Now they're currently on standby. As I was saying, as far as the Jays games and the playoffs, I knew that was going to take quite a bit of time out of my personal life, to the point where, I mean, right now, I mean, I'm still working the same hours. My hours have not changed, whether it's baseball season or not. I mean, these games start at. It's really stupid. They're starting these games like way too early. I find, just because they want to get 2 games, or I don't know what they're doing half the time. To be honest, the way it used to work was you'd have. Well, I guess not. I suppose it's okay. But they were really getting stupid the last series. This one's not too bad. At least it's somewhat decent. 5 o'clock or whatever it is. Or no, actually it started at 4, I think, today. Yeah, it did. It started at 4. It used to start at 5. They used to push it right up like 5 to 8 or 5 to 8:30, 8:30, and then the next game would come on. But so we had a few good games, but then actually I prefer the earlier games, to be quite honest, because then I can just put it on my DVR, as long as it's not too early, because if it's too early, then the guys coming in and out of work, somebody will say, "Hey, the Jays are," one guy spoiled it for me like a little over a week ago. I'm like, gee, thanks, because I'd rather just go home and enjoy it. And even my son was kind of spoiling it for me, because he was seeing the game a little bit. And he saw the first 2 innings, and he was saying, it's just a bore. No, he saw the first 3 innings, and it must have been before Toronto or Donaldson got a home run to start things off. The Jays won today, so they had a pretty good win. They've been playing okay. I mean, they haven't been playing that bad. It's just Cleveland. It's been a real defensive series. I think they're like tied, or Toronto's out hitting Cleveland right now, as far as I know. It's just it's been a very defensive. Both sides, both bullpens have been great. Both starting pitching has been great, and it just hasn't gone Toronto's way. But Cleveland, I mean, the umpire. Somebody's questioning the umpiring and stuff like that. I think it goes both ways. I think some of the calls have been a little strange behind the plate, balls and strikes, but then again, you got a couple good catchers that are knowing to do. So anyway, I don't want to go on talking about baseball, and I don't want this going on too far tonight too, because it's just that's not what really is going on. But there's a lot of things that are happening right now. Now, mind you, tomorrow if the Jays lose, then all of a sudden I have to reevaluate everything anyways. And at some point I'm going to have to reevaluate things. More time will become available to me again, and then I'll be able to possibly take it from there and see what happens. But I'm trying to remember what happened. I was on Thursday. The last time I did a video was on Thursday, and this was when I was starting to feeling the effects of what was happening. And it was kind of weird. I wanted to be clear with Mike, and I emailed Mike, let him know what was going on. He's on the server right now listening in on with a bunch of others, and I think I had 117 views last time, so whether it be a live stream before or after, I am getting a lot of people that are at least going into this. I don't know if they can handle listening to me blab for damn near an hour, or if not more, half the time. But it ain't happening tonight, because I'm gonna get my sleep tonight. So, but anyways, so what's happening? We have a certain number of admins that are on right now who have Yardmaster access, who have kind of specialized. And the specialization's working great, except when people's lives change. And when people's lives change, there's usually somebody who can back up. But for those people who can back up, they have lives too, and they necessarily can't back up or do things either. So ultimately, it goes right back down to the number of people that are available to go in and be able to take a place like Barstow. First of all, I have not been doing my fair share, and I know it. I knew that was going to happen, and I really I got this like granola bar here, and it's kind of melting in my hand or falling apart in my hand here. So forgive me, lose my train of thought because I'm got food all over the place here. But anyways, yeah, this whole thing's falling apart on me. Jesus Murphy. But so I better eat, get it down, and then I can stop talking with my mouth full. So yeah, anyways, so we got the version 2 thing going on here. Now, the other thing with version 2 is we've got an upgrade to Run8, or sorry, an upgrade to RTS. That's our Run8 version 2, but we got an upgrade to RTS. There's been some issues still going on with spawns, at least in California. I don't know if they're happening in Florida. I haven't heard too much reports of them. But Florida wasn't having the issues anyways. It was some of the California spawns. Now, I thought I rectified it, or I thought we had it rectified, but apparently we don't. I'm not too sure exactly what's happening there. I haven't been able to... basically, my time has been not so much limited, it's just my frame of mind. I just have not been into this. And I don't want to be into this. I avoid this like the plague right now. I really do. I spend probably, I would say now, in the neighborhood of a few times a day waiting to see if a version 2 update is out. I try not to go into Facebook as much as I was because there's simply not enough information that's coming in. I replied to somebody in Facebook the other day, and it was kind of interesting because I had posted all these positive comments. You know, basically there's a lot of people that are knocking Run8 for whatever. You know, not giving them a chance at all, right? And just, there's a lot of people asking, for release dates, and this is prior. We're not talking now, but we're talking about there's a lot of crap that I've mentioned before, and a lot of times I'll go to bat and I'll stand up for them, and I'll say, for 4 years they gave us all these updates, and people are complaining about what's not going to be in version 2, or what not going to be free, or what's not going to be included, or is this going to be a free upgrade? That was the other joke that I seen come up. I mean, some ridiculous stuff. And I'm like, I even made a comment the other day. Somebody had posted, quit, either release, either release the damn thing or quit posting screenshots. Now, this was back at the beginning of the month. And about a week or so ago, I replied to the comment, and I said, "You got your wish." Because that's exactly what happened. They stopped posting screenshots. And I was one that was saying I was being teased. I was like, this is teasing me. Like, come on. Like, tease after tease after tease. It's just like, okay. I mean, if anything, I wanted to see more content. I wanted to see what more of the features were. I'm just like, okay, you're showing me these great pictures and everything. I just like, come on, I want it. And it just stopped. So I guess I would have rather seen a slow, gradual, like maybe a picture here or there, a couple pictures. I don't know. I mean, it's nice to have just had something, but then it just went quiet. The well just totally went dry. And I had somebody post another one was about my enthusiasm. Basically said, something. I'm paraphrasing here, but they were talking about my enthusiasm, and they said, I would love to share your enthusiasm, and they were positive about it. It was a very positive message, but they basically said that the information. By the way, that last comment too that I said you got your wish. Just for the record, there was a thumbs up, and it was by Brad Brown. Just so you know. So he is watching these Facebook threads. I don't know if he's going to spend the time to go so far as to watch my YouTube videos or my little rants here and there, but the rants are starting to come. And they're going to, and I mean, I'm still totally supportive of Run8, but at the same time, I'm starting to get to the point now where I'm like, okay, now they're still within that window. And that's what they were saying. I think one of the Facebook posts was, they're in that window, that September to October window that they were talking about, at least on one of their posts. But other than that, there hasn't been really any updates. There's you get the pictures, but you don't get the information. You don't get the communication. There's I just don't get it. I really don't. And the message that was posted to me, it was basically questioning, I understand your enthusiasm and blah blah blah, but how can I forget what it was paraphrasing it, but I'd like to be enthusiastic as me or something like that, but without the information coming from in the silence speaks volumes and all this other stuff. I forget exactly how it was spoke, but I'm paraphrasing. But it does. The silence speaks a lot. And what happened was somebody had posted a message in Facebook saying that they thought there was something wrong, that they heard rumors that there's something wrong with version 2. Of course, I was like, give me a break. I mean, where'd you hear this from? And that's basically, I would say, like, well, where'd you hear this from? Because I'm not hearing any of this. So I'm curious. What's the issue? Nobody's posting anything. There's no posters, there's no public message, there's no nothing. But somebody hear a rumor. I hear this rumor, I hear that. There's all kinds of different rumors I hear all the time. But that's the problem. When you have nothing official, you get a lot of people who are just going to post rumors. You're going to have people like myself who are going to go blab on YouTube because we don't know. And I've had we've had email conversations with the team, and I know I take it that they're busy doing whatever, and I know they want to make money. So they're not hoarding the game. And meanwhile, you got other people that are blowing steam out of their ass saying that they're gonna, steal the code and all this other crap, which I really got offended and upset about a couple weeks back, and since then I've just kind of like, whoa, hey, hold on, let's forget about that. I don't need to. It's not my. It's not. Well, I shouldn't say it's not my program, but it's still part of the future because I want to see Run8 succeed, because basically it has to do with what I've invested in. Now, they've invested in a hell of a lot more than what I've invested in, because they're investing their time, money, energy, manpower, how much money how much of their lives are dedicating to this, etc. I mean, we're not talking about this isn't like a little part-time hobby like it used to be for them, or I don't know what it was, to be quite honest. But I know a lot of them are full-time into this now. Not all, but a lot of them are. I don't know how many there are, to be honest. I don't know. I just don't know the answers to that. But so anyways, needless to say, this has kind of stressed me out, because it seemed like it was inevitable. It seemed like it was coming. And I mean, you hear so many rumors and you get all excited, and then you see videos and you see pictures, and you're like, oh, yeah, it's going to be great. It's going to be coming any day. And you get all that excitement. And I had posts on my forum. I talked about this a few other days ago, and just like, boom. And we're all feeling it. I mean, a lot of us are feeling. Maybe not all the new people are feeling it, but some of the people have been. I've been doing this for 4 years. Um, and I mean, I come on to this, and I'm just like, I'm enjoying whether they win or they lose. If they lose, I'm more miserable. Today I should be happy, and I kind of am. The Jays won. They're still in it. So I should be happy, right? So I am. I'm happy, but I'm kind of interested in what they have to say, kind of interested how they're feeling. I want to hear the post interviews. And so of course, normally I'm on by about 8:30. I had a few things to do. By the time I got on, it was 9:30. And then then all of a sudden we're back into planning for a phase again. I'm like, oh, I'm not going to run the hump and trim tonight. It happened the other night. There was nothing planned. There was a few things planned, and just like, I don't know what's going on. So, um, so that's where I'm at right now. Um, that's the only thing I'm interested in doing right now with Run8. And quite frankly, I'm getting tired of it. I'm so tired of it. By this time, I wanted to either be in the midst of pushing over to dispatch. I wouldn't mind doing this, but it's a lot more fun to do this where you're under the realm of an AI dispatch, not an AI dispatcher, sorry, a dispatcher with AI traffic and all kinds of other things going on, full crews, whatever, something different. And there's a few people on right now, but is that what I want? No. It's not about being a social network or just running a few trains. And I know a few people running trains tonight, and they pass each other, and they're happy, and that's great. I'm glad they're happy. I don't want people not to be happy. I don't want people to, just because I'm miserable, for them to be miserable. I don't want people to think that because, I'm stressed out, that they need to be stressed out. I've been doing this for 4 years. I'm just like, and there's going to be time, and there was time on my hands for a while back, and I was just like, okay, well, I got time to do this on a, I had this one night, and I end up going. There's a lot of things going on in the world right now. There's a major election that's taking place in the United States. I'm from Canada. You think I care less about what's happening in Canadian politics? I could care less about what Justin Trudeau's doing with his hair, or whatever the hell else he's doing. I don't care. The only thing people know about Justin Trudeau is he's a pretty boy and women like him. Okay, well, that's nice. That's about all I know about him too, because I don't know anything else about Canadian politics because it's irrelevant. We're America's bitch. I mean, and so is it like hundreds of other countries around the world, because it's all global and it's all. I shouldn't say it's all America. It's a worldwide thing. It's actually the powers that be in the world that are just taking over everything, really, to be honest. But a lot has to do with this election coming up, and I don't want to get into a political rant, but there's a lot of things going on in the world right now. So there's a lot of my attention being diverted away from it. So where I want that escape, or where that escape comes from, was what I expected to happen. And the other thing too, some of the things that are going on in the world, I'll just, this is just a theory. I won't get into specifics, but this is just a theory. I know at least one major person on the Run8 team that could be impacted by what's going on in the world right now. And I was thinking of reaching out to him and talking to him and seeing how things are going, because I think that may have something to do with it. I'm not going to say anything else, but there could be a lot of weird crap going on. I don't want to get into, I'm into conspiracy theories, all kinds of things. I'm not a nut job, but there's a lot of things that I spent a lot of time doing research that are more important than this. It's just this is not as important right now. So let's see. I forgot I was still on the server. It was quiet. But see, that's the thing. It's just it's doing its own thing. Um, so Mike's been able to update the counts for me. I was starting to get one going, and then I was thinking, and this is the other thing. I go in and it's just like, okay, well, okay, I'm planning myself for somebody else's move, and that's just not for me. I want to enjoy. I don't mind planning for other people, and I don't mind being a yard master, I guess, but I've been doing it for so long that it's tiresome. I've been waiting, I've been trying to phase my way out of it. When I gave up the server, that's what I tried to do. I wanted to phase myself away from it and get back to RTS. That's where I was starting to look into getting into the whole, get into the others, or start up the Selkirk server. And I know we have a Selkirk server. It's under development, but I don't have a Selkirk server. I don't. But I was going to do that. I was going to take over Selkirk, or at least put up another Selkirk, perhaps at a different, like a freelance type thing. They might have been two Selkirks up. I don't know. If Smiley was going to continue to run one, I could run one, or something, or perhaps. Who knows? I mean, by the time version 2 comes around, I might have even thought about doing something just in LA, oddly enough. But I don't think I'd do that. I was more interested in the whole Selkirk thing, I think. The only thing that turned me off about Selkirk, and it has nothing to do with the scenery and the workmanship. I think the route's great. It's got lots of potential, and it's close, and it's the closest route to me. But it was just mainly triple track main lines with crossovers. It was kind of like Needles with a lot of scenery and a few more industries. But it didn't seem, no, not enough, you know, fairly flat. I mean, a lot more scenery, but it just didn't seem to. I wasn't looking forward to dispatching it. I wasn't looking forward to really running it, to be honest. It just. Now, mind you, I guess I won't know until AI hits, and then we'll know, But when that is, I'm not too sure. Might be coming out this month. I don't know yet. So we'll see. Oh, I should have posted a message that I was doing a live stream. Did I do that? That was kind of crazy. Yeah. Well, that was crazy. The only guys that know about the live stream are the guys that are on right now. So it's just a short and sweet message, about as short and sweet as I get. Forgot to mention I was doing a live stream. Okay. I had to put that up beforehand. I thought I did for some reason, but I guess I didn't. Because you got other guys coming on, I'm like, yeah, I'm doing a live stream. But, So, yeah, it's 10:40 p.m. I don't know what else I want to get into. I don't know. I just don't know if I can explain it, or if I've explained enough, or if I've given an idea as to how it is I'm feeling. Perhaps I'll leave that as, maybe I'll just leave it as is. I don't know. Um, because I do want to hear, like, I want to talk to Mike. I want to make sure everything's okay between him and I. He understands what's happening. Um, that he understands that this is just. See, I highlighted about what the heck is we got here. Whoops. We could use more yard masters. There have been others that have asked for it. I'm suggesting maybe some type of situation where more people are involved in doing the yard master work, or at least something, but I don't have the solutions. I don't know how to solution. Mike, I know, is more wants to plan these things, so if we're going to continue to plan these things, it takes people to plan them. I just don't want to plan it. I'm not into this. I don't know how much. Maybe I'll get back into it. Maybe, this isn't about me taking my ball and going home either. It has nothing to do with that. I've been doing this for 4 years. I think there's more to life than doing this. So, I mean, I have seen version 2 been talked about now for, it's got to be close to 2 years, if not a year and a half. No, I think it has been talked about for 2 years. So while there was a continued progression that was taking place, what had happened originally is it got pushed back. It was supposed to, I forget when the hell it was supposed to come out. It was supposed to come out a year ago or something like that. They made an announcement, which was cool, and they pushed it back. I'm okay if things have to be pushed back for whatever reason. Personally, I personally would like to see what they got and take it as is. I mean, MSTS was released with a lot of bugs in it, and I know a lot of people are moaning and complaining, and I know it can be I know it can be a customer service nightmare when people have bugs, or that they're calling up for support and saying this doesn't work and that doesn't work and blah blah blah. So I understand that, and then they have to protect themselves with pirating and all this other crap that's going on, and other people threatening, and you got other people who are doing skins and giving you tutorials on how to do skins, all over the place, and heck, they're even posting them in my videos. I'm like, well, I mean, personally, I mean, that's great if you want to post videos on how to do skins for Run8, but you're taking, you're basically getting into, first of all, let me go into legalities of that. You want to do something for your own personal whatever, that's great. When you start showing other people that they can do it, what that ends up doing eventually is it teaches others that, hey, this is what you can do and it's totally free. And you don't have to worry about, you don't have to worry, you can change. I mean, I know, you can change your own personal horns, nobody else sees them. You can change your own pictures, nobody else sees them. But eventually it gets to the point where people feel they don't need to download the latest this and that. And this was the same kind of talk that I heard that was going on for a while there. It was just like, well, people are going to have their own freeware freeware community with Run8 just because they think they're entitled to it. Well, that's not how they want to do things. They don't have the great number of people who can just keep pumping out a version every year like some places do. By the way, I've seen some reviews for 2017, Train Simulator 2017, and they're horrible. They haven't changed anything apparently, except in some cases it doesn't even work for them anymore. I've heard. I don't know. This is just what I've seen. Maybe I'm wrong. I really don't know too much about it. But I mean, as far as what the quality has come out, I mean, like I said, I'm totally supportive of Run8 and that. I wish the communication was better. Um, and I mean, yeah, it's one thing, they can send me a private message and I can send them a private message and blah blah. And I've done that. I've posted messages to John and others before, and sometimes I get replies, sometimes I don't. They're pretty good to replying. Brad's pretty good at replying. But I shouldn't have to post or, email and bug them. That's something. There's enough people out there that you're just like, okay, the last update was posted back when the last payware came out on September the 9th for the amphitheats. And we haven't seen anything else since, other than the pictures that started popping up on Facebook, the various Facebook pages. So once that stopped, and albeit some people were like, I mean, even myself, I was just like, oh, okay, this is a little bit too much. I mean, man, teasing, like, come on, release it. Because, then now there's nothing. So we're just curious, that's all. That's all we are. I'm just curious. I like to know ahead of time. I don't need a release date. I could care less about the actual release date. I'm just curious how far they are. And I've been told it's going to be worth the wait. Well, that's great. Is it going to be worth the wait if it's 5 years from now? I mean, it's not going to be 5 years from now. It's supposed to be this fall, but who's to say it's going to get pushed back again if it's not right? I don't know. But so yeah. See if anybody has some questions. Okay. Cool. Okay. So I didn't, like I said, I didn't announce this well in advance enough. I don't want to check my email in the live stream, so I'll assume everything else is okay, but that's about it for now. Um, Tomorrow night, as I said, as far as my time goes, tomorrow night would normally be a night where I would have a lot of time available on a Wednesday. Of course, there's a game. Thursday's an off day. Well, there we go. There's some time on a Thursday, so Thursday looks pretty good. I might have some time Wednesday too, because the game's going to be early on. So in the evening, if I'm in the mood or if things go, but then you got a big debate going on too, a presidential debate that's taking place tomorrow too. So right there, all of a sudden, that might change everything again for me. So I might be into that. So I don't know if I'm going to be around. So I'm really curious as to what's going on with a lot of things. So we'll see what happens. As far as this, if anybody has questions, I'm always available. Email. I'm always available on the forum. If you have questions, concerns, need to talk about anything, or are confused, or wondering what's going on with me, I try to be as open as I can. So, what the heck is that thing down there? I don't know what that was, but Yeah, as far as Barstow goes, I mean, we did. I think we got a couple trains out the other day. I assume everything's going okay. I haven't heard too much. I haven't really looked, to be quite honest, so I don't even know what's going on with A line other than a few other posts. So, um, yeah. So that's about it right now. Hopefully this wasn't too boring, but at least it's quicker than normal. So I'll leave it there in the live stream, and we will talk to you later. You got comments and questions, as always, leave them. Let me know. We'll talk to you later.